Over a month of preparation to get to this point, ladies and gentlemen. Granted, it was a super inefficient month with many sidetrack goals, but progress nonetheless. From getting adamant gloves to the Dragon Lawn Sword to spending way too long at the Barrows minigame, it all finally comes together. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Moons of Peril. This is the Brothers alternative, if you will. Similar to how the 2005 minigame works, the goal is to travel through the dungeon, fight these 3 moons, and claim your rewards at the chest. Once you kill one boss, the chest gives you the option to receive one of the moon pieces, but that's pretty much where all the similarities as far as actually doing the minigame come to an end. Here at the Perilous Moons, everything is self-sufficient. All your foods, potion, and banking needs are right here. Well, kind of banking needs, but you know what I mean. Now that I finally can make the potions here, which are super important, and I'm throwing up all the quests on the screens on how I actually got that herb level, the moons have been where I've been sitting at for about a week now, and man, what a good decision it was. A little overview of this minigame: this boss hurts, this boss freezes you and hurts, and this guy is the devil. But wouldn't you know it, I'm able to complete a run for the quest and finally check out the chest rewards, which don't look super appealing if I'm honest with myself, but there are some hidden gems here. Bone shards are fantastic sources of prayer XP for me, as I don't have good luck at the Wildy altar. Soft clay, it has a ton of uses and is super nice, and I'm sure most of these are going to be turned into house tabs if I had to take a guess. Herbs and other goodies are also here as well. Oh, silly me, I forgot. Here's the gear and the starting stats for this video. It's kind of nice to know where we're currently starting at after all, and yes, this gear set looks awful. But like I explained in the last video, this is a major jump in defensive stats compared to the old reliable I was rocking with. Speaking on defensive stats, those reign king here. I'm sure all of you know how this minigame works and how the bosses interact with the player, so I won't be diving into it too much. I'm going to be diving into it a bit, but there is a key note on how the damage is determined. Each boss attacks in a set of 3 attacks, like you see on the screen here. A quirk with this behavior though, if let's say the first attack misses, the next 2 are also guaranteed to miss as well. If you get hit on the first attack, then the second one has a chance to miss. And wouldn't you know it, if that second attack misses, then the third attack is going to miss. This is why super high defensive gear is super nice. That and, well, you take less damage. After 6 standard attacks, the boss moves into one of their 2 specials. The Eclipse, for example, has this follow the ball mechanic and a clone mechanic. Outside of the basic attacks and the specials, each boss has another mechanic to deal with. For the Eclipse boss, you'll notice up here at the top left corner, there's a stacking effect going on. The Eclipse Moon's curse will cause the player to occasionally be glancing. Yeah, I'm reading this directly from the wiki, by the way. But glancing attacks reduce the max hit of your next attack by 12 during the main phase and reduces attacks by 8 during the cloning phase. This occurs at a random chance, scaling up to 100% at 100 stacks of the curse, which means it really sucks if you don't DPS this boss out quick enough. But honestly, this one is by far the least problematic out of the 3 bosses. The next one is the Blood Moon, and I typically take this boss on next, and her attacks are way more annoying. Same kind of deal here. Up at the top left, you're going to see the curse stack go up, and once the stack hits 18, your next attack is going to be cancelled. Your character just never swings, which is super annoying and makes this boss last way longer than it should. Well, that and the wave pool also lasts pretty long. The last boss is the Blood Moon, and I'm sure everyone that's lower level doing this minigame knows all about the Blood Moon because she's really mean. This boss curse allows you to heal up based on what she hits you. She heals up 1x to 3x the damage she deals to a player, with the last attack healing at a minimum of 30 HP regardless of what she whacked you for. This mechanics makes her by far the longest out of the 3 bosses, and that and the Jaguar special is by far my least favorite special to deal with. But chest after chest, this minigame treated me a lot like the Barrows brothers, nice and early with the first reward. And just like that, I was hooked. Nope, nothing. Nope, nothing. Oh boy, it's that time of the video where luck has already ran out, so I'm going to explain how I do a full run. That's right, almost the rest of the video is going to be opening up chests, and god, that gets boring, so I'm just going to throw something else here. If we look at the handy dandy map, entering the boss rooms begins in this main section, and I always take the northeast passage. In here, I make a cup of tea like a good boy, and grab 2 supplies of herb lore and then a fishing net. 2 herb supplies because my herb is low, and I want at least 2 to 3 full pots for the runs ahead. And once I get those done, I mess around at the fishing spot until I get all the fish I could desire, cook them up, and swap my DSIM and DDS over to the stab option and take on the Eclipse boss. Stab, if you don't know, is the weakness to this boss. After a few whacks, that room is done and the second section is up. Here I make sure I have at least 3 full pots because after the spot, I'm not going to be making any more supplies. I also grab a rope and start catching lizards in this area, and I make sure to leave 2 full rows or 8 uncooked lizards because again, I'm not going to be collecting any more supplies and I'm just going to rush right into the Blood Moon. So once everything is done, I swap my DSim and DDS back to Slash, and even though the Blood Moon is weak to Crush, I don't have a Crush weapon at the moment, and it's way better to use the DSim on Slash than any other attack style. With that boss done, all I have to do now is to cook up the last of those raw lizards, pray I have a full inventory of food, make a cup of tea, and rush into the Blood Moon. Same kind of deal here, I whack the boss a few times and eventually I pop back up in the same spot. With a quick run to the south, it brings me up to the rewards, and Bob's your uncle, you got the base loot and you start the loop back over. If you do this loop enough times, eventually something cool happens. Oh, it happened, yes, it happened, yes! We finally got something here again. Oh my god, 60 KC on the dot. That's like 53 try, I think. Oh my god, thank you Carrot Hat for breaking this. Oh my lord. It's going to the bank because I don't have any use for it right now. I can't even use the Eclipse weapon because stats are awful, but oh, that's so nice. We finally broke it. Yes. The first one that I can actually wear. Blood Moon helm. Nice. On 66. That did not take long to find another one. Alright, outside of the reaction, I kind of went on to a ramble here and the audio was awful, but basically what I was finding out is the armor found in the moons is super nice in terms of offensive stats. As you can see just from swapping the helm around, strength bonuses do go up, but defensive stats drop quite a bit. Each one of the pieces do this when compared to the Barrows Brother alternative. That's pretty much all that I'm rambling on about, and in no time I hit 100 KC. So here's a sneak peek at that loot in the collection log. Overall, I'm not doing too hot in terms of uniques, which I guess is going to be the norm for this account if Barrows tells me anything, but looking at the loot, there's some good rewards here. The uniques, of course, are super nice to see. I got a really good amount of darts for the Eclipse weapon, which I have some fun ideas for, and water orbs are beautiful to see for future crafting grinds. I got herbs, seeds, bones, compost. Overall, I'm really happy with the rewards here. But in just 1 KC, things really took a turn. Yes. Oh my god, this is what I wanted the most. Out of everything, this is what I wanted the most. Holy yes. 101 KC. We got the maracas. Yes, they are the maracas. I'm not calling them anything else. Oh, yes. Okay. These things are fantastic. They got different, oh, wait, what? I need to get a strength level. Okay. Or an attack level. Okay. I will be back. But while I go train this, I will explain why these things are so great right now. Off to the sand crabs I go for the last attack level and a good little break to talk about how amazing these things are. These maracas deal damage in 2 hit splats, and they're spaced 1 tick apart and work the same way that the immunes attack us. Remember that whole they attack in sets of 3, if the first attack misses then the rest also miss? It's the same principle here, but with just 2 attacks. But they are crush weapons, which is so nice for future grinds, and the Blue Moon in particular is going to be so much nicer to handle. Seriously, the Blue Moon curse takes me off quite a bit when I just need to hit it one more time to kill the boss before a special goes off, and my attack is always going to miss. It's just super annoying. So any way to speed up that boss is going to be awesome with me. With the streak broken again, it didn't take long to find the next piece. The Blood Moon chest is a rather interesting piece to find in terms of equipment stats, and it has me skip one of my least favorite grinds in the game, at least for a little while. It's incredibly similar compared to the Fighter Torso, like scary close stats and even matches the strength bonus, and you can get it without doing Barbarian Assault. Fantastic item in my book. Alright, I know I said that I was going to do 150 here. I lied. I'm tired. It is time for some much needed upgrades. And I think on KC number 120 is probably going to do it for me. Can we get one parting gift? Oh my god. There's no way that happened. There's no way. That is the full tacits. Oh my god, that's the full set. Okay. I lied. We're going back. We're getting the hat. We're gonna do a full run in the full set just for fun. That sounds awesome. I genuinely did not believe I was gonna be able to pull that. That is awesome. Alright, yeah, I did the full run with the Blood Moon armor. The full run with the armor actually really showcased how much defense matters here. Even though I do have more offensive stats, I wanted to do this run just for fun, and of course that betrayal combat task, but it really does showcase that I got smacked around a lot harder at these bosses, way more than if I would have kept my full Barrows gear equipped. I do have better offensive stats, so this run in particular, I happen to go a little bit quicker, but I used a lot more food. It's still possible to do, it's just a little bit more sketchy. With that all said and done, it's time to actually enjoy the spoils of my efforts. Here's my current collection log and the loot tab from the entire grind. The big thing I want to focus on here is the bones, because prayer XP is the secondary objective to rushing this place so early. Bone shards are used in that newer prayer training method released alongside the Moon's Apparel. By taking a chisel and breaking down blessed bones, you create these shards. If you take a jug of wine and come to this altar on the map, you create jugs of blessed wine, which is used to sacrifice the shards for XP. Yes, you can use jugs of blessed sunflower wine for more prayer XP, but to be honest with you, I've never even done the Coliseum on the main, and I'm not about to attempt it on the Ironman that's super rushed. So sticking with the blessed jugs of wine for now, I went to the Libation Bowl, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, and I started getting my much deserved XP. Man, these levels flew by. As someone who has really awful luck at the Chaos Altar in the Wildy, I really enjoyed this prayer training method, and I'm probably going to keep doing this in the future. I even took a few dragon bones that I had in the bank and added them to the shard pile. You can hate me all you want, but I really enjoyed this prayer training method that much. In no time, all the shards were done, and I jumped from level 48 prayer to 63, which is way more than I expected in 120 kills. So I guess I have plans for yet another quest in the future to finally unlock that prayer. With it all said and done, gamers, that's where I'm going to leave you today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it really does mean the world to me, and let me know what you think of the moons and the prayer training method down in the comments. I'm sure there's some pretty hot takes floating around out there, and I would love to hear them. Until we see each other again, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, good luck on your grinds and your personal goals, and I hope to see you again very soon. Stay inspired.